Are you fed up with being unable to effectively manage your own health and well-being? Have you decided it's time to completely throw out all those toxic pharmaceuticals because you've had enough of feeling absolutely horrific due to the side effects? But have you got absolutely no idea where to start, who to trust, or even how to go about getting hold of things that are really going to help you? Now, this short video is going to show you how I went from being in pain every single day to living a happy, healthy life by changing one simple thing in my daily routine. I'm also going to share with you why your GP, the government, and even your friends and family are lying to you without even realising. And finally, I'm going to share with you the one simple thing you can do today for free to absolutely radically change your health and well-being. Now, before we get going, I just want you to understand who I am. So my name is Katie Woodland. I'm a developmental psychologist, a holistic therapist, and also a wellness advocate. Now, I haven't always been this way. I haven't always lived a really happy, healthy life. In fact, when I was born with quite a few health complications. I was born with skin that was so sensitive to the sunlight, it was boil and blister and bubble. I was born with a twisted spine and a twisted pelvis, so I couldn't even stand up straight. And my mum described the way I walked quite like a chimp on all fours. I really struggled to eat when I was young and often went days, 2 weeks without eating anything other than toast and water. And I was completely bald until I was about 3. Okay, so the last one isn't too horrific. My hair grew, and as you can see, there is a hell of a lot of it right now. But the other 3, now they were more difficult to manage. So after countless ointments, different serums, different lotions, which only made my skin so much worse, the doctors said that they were going to be putting me on steroids. Now, I was only young, and my mum, out of fear, being a nurse, said no. She scoured the local Yellow Pages, and she found somebody who did Chinese medicine. And what they did was, they said some words, cleansed some energies, and poof, I was able to go outside in the sun, with sun cream, of course. I also had to wear one of those contraption things to keep me upright, and I still remember being told off when I was very young to remember to actually have my legs facing straight and not inwards. And the food thing kind of sorted itself out as I got a little bit older. It did lead to complications such as IBS and other digestive upsets, but at least, I was able to start eating healthily after some support from my family and the GP and the social services at the time. Now, whilst everything else mostly sorted itself out, I'm sure you can imagine that I was just in constant pain and constant agony. I was never pain-free. I was always sore. My back always ached. No matter what I did, the ache was always there. Now, worse than that, every few months it would seize. And I mean, it would just lock down, completely shut down. I would be bedridden. I wouldn't be able to move. I would be in complete agony. It used to feel as though somebody was electrocuting my back, and I would have electrocuting, shocking pains running up and down my spine. This happened throughout my childhood. It happened throughout my early adulthood, and I still have a little bit of pain today, but my whole life has changed. 2 years ago, I was pain-free for the first time in my life. Like I said, the pain comes back every now and then, but it's not constant, it's not agony. And my life completely changed when I decided to find a different way of managing my health and well-being. Now, what upset me the most was, even though I've trained as a psychologist, even though my mum's a nurse, I was lied to. I was told the only way I could support my health and my backache was to take extremely strong, extremely toxic pharmaceuticals. They never worked. They used to make me ill. They used to make me vomit. They used to make me hallucinate. And the pain never went away until my back semi-realigned itself. And then the pain never went away. Now, taking the amount of painkillers I was taking for as long as I was taking was doing some serious damage to my liver, and would have continued to do serious damage to my liver for the rest of my life. And the reason I got really upset about being lied to is that's not the only way. That is one way. That is one very ineffective way to manage your health and well-being. What happened was I found out about a way that works. I found out about essential oils. I found out about how essential oils have been helping thousands of people around the world today, and how they've helped thousands and countless of thousands of people over the past hundreds of thousands of years. Essential oils are nature's natural defense mechanism. They work on a cellular level to support your body to do what it does best. Now, my liver can regenerate without help by itself. Essential oils can support your body to target the cellular repair, everything it needs to do. And what upset me most was that there is research to prove this. There are thousands of studies that show how essential oils help people who are struggling with things very common, like colds, occasional aches and pains, stomach upsets, stretch marks, but also serious health complications like asthma, cancer, fibromyalgia, Alzheimer's. And people just still aren't being told. Now, when I found this out, and I delved straight into the research because I'm a psychologist by trade and I didn't trust what I was being told, I'd already found out that everything I thought was true was false. There was no way I was going to trust this young mum who stood up and said, I have 4 autistic children, and for the past 6 months we've been using essential oils and my life has changed for the better. I didn't believe her. I didn't trust her. So I went away and I delved into my own medical texts, my own medical journals, did my own research and experimented on myself. Like most scientists, I experimented on myself, okay? It could have ended horribly wrong. Instead, I slept for the first time in years. I felt happy all the time, just phenomenally happy all the time, even over the very specific time of the month, and all you ladies and all you gents will understand what I mean. And I started using the oils and investigating the oils for my back pain. And then one day in October, a month after I started using essential oils, my back seized. Now my wonderful loving partner runs straight to the chemical cabinet. That's what I call it, the chemical cabinet. And I refused to take them. Even though I was in agony, I refused, flat out refused to let anything toxic anywhere near me. I decided if I was going to do anything to support my body, I would test the essential oils. And I put clove on my feet, on my reflex points. Again, something else that I believed was complete craziness, but I did it anyway. I believed that if it didn't do anything, I would still use the drugs because I needed them. I needed something. Now I went back to sleep. 2 hours later I woke up and I was able to move. I wasn't seized. I was still a bit sore, but I got up and got out of bed because I know moving around is the best thing you can do when you've got a bad back. So I applied the oils every couple of hours. When my partner came home from work about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, I was up about making dinner the next day. And this is the thing that's so phenomenal. The next day I was up as normal, as though it didn't happen, taking my 2 dogs for a walk. It would have taken 2 weeks before. It used to take me 2 weeks to even get out of bed, and I was never pain free. After a few days of using essential oils, I was actually pain free. And it struck me when I was making a cup of tea that I wasn't in pain. It was so surreal. I realised how everybody else must be feeling, not in pain. It was phenomenal. Now, as I continue to use essential oils and start to talk to my friends and family about essential oils and about my experiences, I realised just how many thousands of people around the world are using these oils, and that blew my mind. But what I also realised is that not all essential oils are of the same quality. Not all essential oil companies actually have the best interests of their clients at heart. There are a lot of essential oil companies out there that want to make a profit and do very unscrupulous things, like say they're 100% pure and only have 10% pure oil in a bottle because that's all they need to put in there. And so I was so grateful that the essential oils I was introduced to belong to the leading supplier of essential oils in the world, belong to the only organisation which has partnered with a top university in America to continue research, that I belong to the only organisation which has its own foundation, which helps people in war-torn countries, it puts money towards victims of sex trafficking. I was also grateful that I work with the only essential oil company in the world that does co-impact sourcing, which is like souped up fair trade, and I mean souped up fair trade. And most importantly, being a scientist, I was grateful that I work with the only essential oil company that guarantees every single bottle is 100% oil, 100% pure, certified therapeutic grade oil in a bottle. It's tested 11 different ways before it even gets to the bottle, and encourages its customers to go and find out which tests were carried out on their oil. Now, the top 3 essential oil companies in the world, only one test so vigorously. That is the organisation that I work for now and use. That is doTERRA. And it's important you understand this about essential oils, because essential oils are getting bigger and so many more people are turning to essential oils and other natural forms of healthcare. And unless you're using pure essential oils, there will be more side effects. That's the problem with pharmaceuticals. It's the fact that your body doesn't understand what to do with all the synthetic products. Your body doesn't understand these foreign bodies, and your body reacts as though it's supposed to because it's being invaded by foreign substances. 100% pure, certified pure therapeutic grade oils work with your body. Your body understands what it needs to do because it works with your cells and alongside your genetic makeup. There is so much research to prove this. Now, I've been helping people for the past couple of years overcome serious and minor physical and mental health difficulties using essential oils. And I want to give you the opportunity to receive some free support from me today. And it's so simple. All you have to do is click step 2 and answer 8 questions. Those 8 questions, of which 2 are your name and your email address so I can get back in touch with you. Those 8 questions will enable me to find out what you're struggling with and advise you on the best essential oils so that you can go out and support yourself, so that you can make radical changes in your life so simply, so easily. So to get hold of this free report, which I will create for you, click step 2, don't delay, and I look forward to working with you in the future.